Hey y'all, it's Blue Caduceus, and it's been a long time, I know, but I'm back. Life was just a little bit crazy, that's all. I'm happy to be getting back into invading and making videos again. This time I thought I'd celebrate a bit by playing around with my favorite build, and my favorite build in these games has, I think, always been a mostly strength build with a little bit of a faith investment. I think this guy right now has like 24 levels of faith and like 50 or something levels of strength. And he's level 133, I think. And this is also, I think, the first invasion where I actually really started to enjoy playing around with colossal weapons again. You see, back in Dark Souls 3, people who would play with colossal weapons had to play aggressively, and they had to play smart, because the entire playstyle around that weapon class was that you wanted to make trades. You wanted to force them if you could, which means you had to be smart and aggressive. And you'd rely on your hyper armor and your poise to, win trades. But if you try to trade in Elden Ring, you just die, because everything does so much damage. This is kind of what I meant when I say you had to play smart, like in Dark Souls 3. Let me show you. And I thought that was what I just did with there was pretty cool. I saw that he pulled out his halberd, and then guessed that he would do a running R1 attack. So I decided to do a stomp launch. And I think those are the kind of mind games I enjoy playing when I use an UGS. I attack slow, and I can't always chase you down, but if you make a dumb mistake, I'm gonna make you hurt quite a fair bit. And I don't really see a lot of that in Elden Ring anymore. Most folks are gonna either just crouch poke you to death, or they're going to jumping L1 with power stance UGS, or they're gonna use Giant Hunt, and the fight will just be over. And that's fine every now and again, but I personally feel like that'd get boring really fast. Now, this next invasion, if I had to say it's about anything, it's probably just about being patient. You'll see in a second that I'm running against a lot of, these two guys have a lot of different tools that could have the potential to one-shot me if I'm not careful. One of them will have Bolt of Grand Sax and Moonveil. The other one will have dual bleed, what do you call them, twin blades? And both of those are pretty nasty combos. The guy with the Grand Sax and the Moonveil also have some dragon incantations. The head ones that look kinda silly. And those are pretty nasty combos altogether. And the two of them right now, they're pretty nasty together. I gotta look where I'm going, otherwise I'm gonna get vigor checked pretty bad. But then they get a blue. And while, most, if not all blues are really bad at the game, they can still be annoying enough, or they can have an annoying build and create some problems for you whenever you're trying to, run down a host or a phantom. I think this blue starts casting Elden Stars, which thankfully does no damage, or maybe he just doesn't have the build so that it does do damage. But I'm able to mostly just ignore it. I hover around the hearse for a good bit of time, waiting for them to maybe get the attention of the Black Knight, because he would be a great invasion partner right now. Now, thankfully, the blue, by being a blue, manages to get the attention of the Black Knight, which draws the attention of the Phantom. And this is the perfect opportunity to put away the host. But he's got that moon veil, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't get one shot real quick. He goes for a dragon incantation, swat him out of the air, and that's it. I kept this invasion, not because I feel like I played particularly well in it, but it's because I got to mess around with some different stuff I've been wanting to try for a while. This is the first invasion where I got to really mess around with Stone of Gronk and the hand ballista. And let me tell you, both of those are pretty fun to play with. I'm pretty sad I didn't get to like knock somebody off the edge with the ballista, but I was able to harass the party a lot with it. And while at first Stone of Gronk isn't great, like it doesn't do any like area of effect damage, just the vibe of just picking up a huge boulder and throwing it at somebody is... I love that vibe, it's great. Think about going for the Uggs, decide to use the spear instead, because this is like a narrow ledge, right? I don't want to hit the wall or something. Turns out to be a good choice. Now I don't know if I just don't have a good build to do a lot of damage with the Stone of Gronk, but I wish it did a little bit more. Or if he's just far enough away that the damage dropped off quite a bit. But I am able to bother him a fair bit with my ballista, so that's all fine. It may not be the Millwood Greatbow, but it's a nice replacement. And this last invasion I'm going to show y'all takes place at Stormvale, and I cannot say enough good things about invading in this place. It's got everything you want. Some of the enemies are more fodder, some of the enemies are actually pretty tough, like the Grafted Scion, the Crucible Knight, or the Banished Knights. Or I guess if you invade early enough, there's also the Lion. The birds are pretty annoying too, but it's got great verticality. It's got lots of, you know, buildings and stuff to hide behind. It's just pretty great overall. Now, I actually really like fighting on this roof because if you stay aggressive, you might get them to panic roll off the edge. And one edge is a fall to death. The other side is some PvE. And if you get in trouble, you can always jump over to the PvE side and hopefully get some backup. Now, the party split up, so I'm just gonna jump the video forward to where I meet up with them again. And when I do, they are riding up the elevator. And I may not be Saint Riot, but I still appreciate me some verticality. Thanks for watching. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I can keep making more videos more often. Have a good day. Stay safe, y'all. Oh gee, this looks bad. Oh, thank God for being invincible when you spawn in. It just rolls off. Oh, thank God that Rivers got nerfed as well. Thank God so much for that. Let's see. What's he gonna do now? Oh, he's just gonna give up. Ah, that's great. Oh, that's great.